What's up, guys? Sam back here today with another video. Today we're going to be doing a clan boss damage test on one of the best, if not the best, epic in the game. This is actually an epic that I have 3 built out of, and we're talking about Geomancer. I've got this Geomancer in a damage build, got this Geomancer in Relentless for Hydra, and then way down here, somewhere, maybe in the vault, I've got another Geomancer who's not fully leveled, who is in my Iron Twins team. Geomancer was amazing when he was put in the game, then he was nerfed, and he is still amazing. He may be even better after the release of Iron Twins and Hydra. He is just so good. Let's go over his kit first of all and see why he is as amazing as he is. A1, AoE, 30%, books of 40 of placing a 50% decreased accuracy for 2 turns. This is an amazing debuff, but it is solid and can be very helpful. But AoE on the A1 is always great. A2 removes all buffs from a target enemy, then attacks him. It steals all the buffs if the target is under an HP burn placed by this champion. And then reduces the cooldown of the A3 by 2 turns if the target is killed by the skill while under an HP burn debuff placed by this champion. Bit wordy, but the removes buffs or steals buffs is the main part of that, and it hits mediocrely hard. The A3 is what he is all about. Quicksand Grasp, 3-turn cooldown, fully depletes the target's turn meter, fills this turn meter by the amount the target loses, so he steals all the turn meter. 100% chance when booked of placing HP burn and weaken on the target for 3 turns. That in itself is a great ability for Spider, for Dark Fae, anywhere where the boss can be turn meter decreased, and that enables his insane passive. Stone Guard decreases the damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under an HP burn debuff placed by this champion. There are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. Whenever this champion is attacked, deflects 30% of the damage instead. When deflecting damage on each enemy hit, has a 30% chance of doing additional damage equal to 3% of the target's max HP. This is bonkers, guys. So basically, you're going to take 15% less damage and deflect that onto each enemy under HP burn. So in Hydra, everyone's taking an AoE, reduces it by 15, throws it back onto any of the Hydra heads that he has an HP burn buff placed on. For today's video, we're going to be testing him out in Clan Boss, which is arguably one of his worst places in the game, but he still is amazing here, and this was one of the most highly requested champions that I tested for damage. So I wanted to show that off today. He does have an HP in all battles aura, which is nice. I have 2-star Phantom Touch, which has a 20% chance of inflicting bonus damage and gives him 400 extra attack. Masteries, we just went down to War Master with some accuracy masteries in there. Total stats, we have almost 5,600 attack, which is a lot. The Blessing definitely helped there. 267 speed, 100 crit rate, only 201 crit damage, but 267 accuracy.
You guys let me know in the comments, do you have Geomancer on your account? Are you lucky? And if so, where do you use him the most? Also, if you guys enjoy this content and want to see me continue putting out really good Clan Boss content, please leave a subscribe to the channel and I'll be uploading content regularly.
So I could do a guide for an hour on Geomancer. He's good in so many areas of the game. I use him in Iron Twins. You can use him anywhere you want. He's great in Ice Golem. He's solid in Dragon. He's amazing in Spider. Not really good in Fire Knight because the boss never attacks. He's great in Sand Devil's Necropolis, even though they don't want him to be. And he's good in all the Doom Tower bosses, but he's one of the best champions for Hydra. So you can see here on my Brutal team, Geomancer. I think I just used him on the 1. On the lower teams, it's pretty easy just to nuke him. I did use 1 on the normal Hydra boss as well. But today, we're going to be testing him out in Ultra Nightmare Hydra. And I actually recorded this video earlier, but it cut off on the end screen, so I couldn't see the damage that he did, which means I can't put it in the spreadsheet. So we're running it again, using another key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave his kit basically on full auto. We're going to open with the A3. I think his AI is pretty smart. What you want is this Quicksand Grasp, HP Burn, and Weaken whenever the HP Burn and Weaken is about to drop off. Then Creeping Petrify, which hits harder, and then the A1 whenever he's got neither of these skills on cooldown. But I don't want to do 1 to normal, because then he'll be trying to place this when he doesn't need to, and it doesn't hit. So we're going to leave it on full auto. When I did it earlier, I believe the AI was pretty intelligent and did the right abilities at the right time. So obviously he places Weaken, and we've already got decreased defense from Fushan. There goes the HP Burn and Weaken. Let me actually slow this down. So you'll see he'll hit here, 75, 75, 75 a ton of times, plus all the other damage. So he's actually better in terms of damage for Clan Boss in an unkillable team because he reflects 15% of all the damage you take. With a block damage team, after like turn count 3, when it sets in, we're not taking damage. So you'll see here, 2 Rock and Geomancer take some damage. You see 1,000 and 540 reflected back, but no one else took damage. And once this is in sync, no one will take any damage, which means we actually just got resisted there on the HP burn. That's okay, he should get back around to it pretty soon. There you go, A2 hitting for 139, pretty solid. So yes, he is better in terms of damage for an unkillable team as opposed to a block damage team. I think if you had a 3-1 unkillable team, he would do even higher damage than Ninja does. He is phenomenal, but I think here we will be below Ninja. I'm not sure by how much. I do think this has got a chance at being our highest damage for a team, just because we'll have decreased defense and weaken on the whole fight, and so that will boost everyone else's damage, and then his damage is going to be pretty great. So basically, each time a champion is hit, just breaking down the way that passive works, each time any of our 5 champions is hit once, there's a 30% chance of getting that proc, which is 75,000. So when the clan boss hits multiple times, so attacks one enemy 4 times, that's 20 hits. 4 hits across 5 champions, 20 hits, 20 chances to proc that. That's great. This one is 2 hits, so 10 chances to proc that. This one is only 1, so that's the worst. His stun ability is the worst one for Geomancer's passive. But he's going to be stacking all those 75,000 hits throughout the duration of the fight, which is going to be a ton, plus damage from the HP burn, which is probably his lowest source of damage, plus his hits, which hit pretty hard. I think pretty comparable to some of the other champions we've seen. And he's enabling everyone else on our team to do even more damage. We'll have increased attack up pretty much the whole fight from Seeker. Should have decreased defense from Fushan, and the HP burn and weaken from Geomancer. So guys, I think we're going to see some pretty bonkers damage here. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. I'll turn some music on, and I'll come back at you at the end with the damage. Okay, so we're coming to the end with the damage here. Looks like we're going to get just over 110 million. We squeaked out 112. Yep, 112.13 million. We did 114 earlier, but this is close enough. Geomancer with 35 million, pretty strong. Fushan with 31, 200 with 19, Seeker with 19, Demitha with 6.6. She enables this whole comp, but man, she does not do much damage at all. So 35.5 or 0.059 million puts us pretty strongly in the clan boss damage calculator or the clan boss damage spreadsheet. And Geo is absolutely a viable option for clan boss. One thing I will say, kind of a last bit of parting advice before I end the video, is because Geomancer is so good everywhere else, if you can build him to a good speed where he's usable in other content, for example, he's 267 here, that's great for other content. If I were to run him in my daily team, I would run him with less damage and more survivability for other stats, so I could use him in areas like Hydra and Doom Tower and stuff like that, because he is so great there. If you have one Geomancer, I would not suggest locking him into your clan boss team. His damage is awesome, but I think there are other people, unless you absolutely need him, he's your best option, he's the only one who can get you to a 1 key, then I would suggest using him in other places, because his value there over replacement is so much higher. There's nobody who can replace Geomancer and Hydra. There are people who can replace Geomancer in the regular clan boss Demon Lord. So I'll pull up the clan boss damage sheet and we'll see where he stacks.
So you can see Geomancer slotting in as the number 6 best damage dealer with 35 million, just below Dark Kale and just above regular Kale. So a little disappointing for his particular numbers, but you can see the total team damage is actually the 3rd highest because of that weekend and him enabling everybody else in the comp.